Welcome. Scheduling a meeting seems simple, right? But getting the language just right, that's what makes you sound like a pro. So in this explainer, we're going to break down all the essential phrases you need to arrange meetings in English and do it with total confidence. All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to walk through the whole process, from figuring out what kind of meeting it is, to actually asking for it, locking it down in writing, and even what to do when plans, well, when they change. And we'll wrap up with some pro tips to really make you shine.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about context. Because let's be real, not all meetings are the same. Knowing what kind of meeting you're setting up is absolutely the first step to getting it right.
So the why of your meeting totally changes the language you use. Think about it. A kickoff meeting for a brand new project, that's going to have this exciting, energetic vibe. A formal board meeting with senior managers, yeah, completely different feel. Nailing this down from the get-go helps you set exactly the right tone.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is that all-important first step, how to actually ask for the meeting. This is where you get the ball rolling and start to find a time that works for everybody.
So, when you need to request a meeting, something simple and polite like, "Could we schedule a time to meet next week?" is just perfect. And on the flip side, when you get that invite, a clear, positive, "sounds good" or "yes, that works for me" is all you need. No confusion, just a solid confirmation.
Okay, so you've both agreed to meet. Now what? Well, you've got to suggest a time. Something simple like, how about Monday at 9? Works great. And once you've got that time locked in, a friendly confirmation really shows you're looking forward to it.
All right, you've agreed on a time verbally. Huge step. But don't stop there. Sending a written confirmation is so important. It just gets rid of any confusion and makes sure everyone's on the same page. Let's dive into how you can do this formally or informally.
Take a look at these two emails. They're both doing the exact same thing, confirming a meeting. But wow, they have a completely different feel, right? One is super formal, maybe for a brand new client. The other is way more laid back, perfect for a teammate you know well.
So what's the secret sauce here? What exactly makes one feel so formal and the other so casual? Let's break down the specific words that make all the difference.
Okay, it really all comes down to your word choice. Look at the formal one. "It was a pleasure." That just sounds a little more elevated than the casual, "it was nice," right? Same thing with confirming. "I would also like to confirm" is a bit more buttoned up than just to confirm. And that closing? "Yours sincerely" is pretty much for formal business letters only. "Regards," on the other hand, is a great all-arounder for most informal chats.
But let's be honest, life happens. Things don't always go to plan. So what do you do when something comes up and you have to move a meeting? Let's talk about how to handle that like a total pro.
And here it is, the classic scenario. You get that call, "Hey, something has come up." It happens to all of us. They need to reschedule, and that's where using the right language is absolutely key. The magic word here? Postpone. It's such a great professional word. It's super clear. It just means you need to reschedule for later, and it doesn't sound too casual or harsh.
So you can directly ask to postpone or say something like, "Unfortunately, I can't make it," or "I have to attend to something else." But you know what the big takeaway here is? You don't need to give a long, complicated excuse. Just be polite, be professional, and get straight to the point. That's always the best way to go.
Okay, we're almost there. To wrap things up, let's go over a few final pro tips. These are the little finishing touches that will make your communication sound extra polished.
In a lot of English-speaking workplaces, using first names is totally normal, even with the big bosses. But if you're ever not sure, especially if it's your first time meeting someone, just ask. It's a fantastic strategy. A simple, "Do you mind if I call you Caroline?" is always a safe and respectful move.
Now, if you're lucky enough to have an assistant, you can definitely hand off the scheduling details. But the key here is being super clear. Give them a simple, step-by-step list. Who's meeting and when. Tell them to book a room and send out the agenda. And don't forget the little things, like any AV gear you'll need or maybe even some coffee. So there you have it. You've got the tools, the language, the strategies, everything you need to schedule meetings like a pro. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. When you look at this whole process, from that first email to maybe having to postpone, what's the one part that's the biggest challenge for you? Because just thinking about that, well, that's your first step to really mastering it.